Salete omnes, it's Magister Compton, and we're going to come to you today with the perfect subjunctive. So the third of our four tenses. Another pretty easy one, as most perfect tense things tend to be. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, we're going to use the same perfect stem that we've always used before, and that's going to be the third part minus I. So again, third part minus I, third part minus I, third part minus I, third part minus I. Yes, you remember me beating this into your head last year when we reviewed it during Latin 2, those you, or Latin 1B, if you had me last year. So nothing's changed here. Take the I off the third part, there's your stem. Then we're going to add these endings to make the active subjunctive of the perfect tense. And those endings are erim, eris, erit, erimus, eritis, and erint. You might be saying, hey, this looks a lot like the future perfect indicative. And if you are saying that, good for you, because it is a lot like the future perfect indicative. The one big exception, however, is, once again, we have M in the first person singular, not O. So the future perfect used ero. We're using, for the perfect active subjunctive, erim. Otherwise, yes, it's the same endings. So here's an example of a verb conjugated in the perfect active tense. Ama werim, ama weris, ama werit. So you see the AMAV from the third part minus I. And then you've got the ending there. So, yep. Just pretty much like you would do any other perfect tense. We just change the ending a little bit. And for the passive subjunctive, like any perfect tense subjunctive, we are going to use the fourth principal part as our starting point. And then we're going to follow with the present subjunctive of sum. That's how we can tell you that this is a subjunctive verb versus an indicative verb. So here's an example of what that might look like using our verb amo again. Amatus aum. Again, you have to change it based on what the person, or sorry, what the gender is of the subject. So amatus or a or whether it's male, female, or neuter. Sim. Same thing for the second and third person. Sis, sit. And then on the other side, remember we go to plural. Everything becomes plural. So amati or amatai or amata, simus, and then sitis, and then sint. So, good way to practice your present subjunctives of sum, conjugating in the perfect passive subjunctive. Okay? And that's it. That's all there is to it. So, you've got, again, third part minus I plus erim, eris, erit. Very stable forms. And then the same thing here. Amatus aum sim, sis sit. And then amati I a, simus, sitis, sint. So that's the perfect subjunctive. And then we've got one more, the pluperfect subjunctive, which we will cover in video number 5. So until then, valete omnes.